and we're starting off with the gameplay with
All
our
right.
Reiju.
Reiju
And we have
Sakazuki.
Sak. Okay. Against Alexis.
All right. Now
Alrighty.
starts round 2 of
And we
today's
have the
tournament.
clean Japanese first anniversary set sleeves over here with the matching sweatshirt.
Yeah, the color
That's
is
clean.
almost the same.
Yeah, no, I'm not too fond of playing official sleeves in main decks because of the wear and tear personally.
That's what you get the oversleeves for.
But it's bulky.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather
I don't
play.
mind it,
Yeah,
actually,
no,
but...
for Dawn, absolutely. That's what I do on mine.
hmm
I actually did pick up some world sleeves from Jonas. Did I
Okay.
show them to you yet?
I saw you using them last night.
Oh yeah, I
And I
forgot.
was I was actually so on Thursday because at Versus
Yeah.
we have our locals on Tuesdays and Thursdays
Mhm.
at 7 o'clock. And I was like, Ben, I don't have a deck. He's like, I got you. He
Sheesh.
he hands me a max rarity Reiju deck with
Oh,
the
those
world
sleeves.
sleeves
Yeah, the
on the
world sleeves
dawn.
with the
And
Gear 5 Luffy popping his ass out.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was I was like, oh, okay. What's your opinion on Reiju?
Uh, go that team. Yeah. Uh,
Go trademark right
exactly.
here.
No, they own it, I think. No, they do, I think. But anyways, I just want to keep it blank. So
Yeah.
what happens with this deck? It's that it feels like it's missing something, but I don't think they're supporting it for the time being. They're
hmm
going back to other things such as Minx. Look at
Look at
this
that
clean
clean
camera.
shot.
Same. There we go.
Look at the
You can
clean
only get that
shot.
here at Versus Games, guys. These guys are cracked. This is probably one of the cleanest productions I've seen.
Yeah, our production team is
Uh,
actually well rehearsed in the fighting game community. So
like,
like they're both Evo seasoned
mhm.
production
Like
and
these
stuff like
camera
that.
angles, the quality I'm seeing from the cameras, the overlay. This is
There's
like
Goblin.
this.
Moist Esports. I believe that's Moist Critical.
Yeah, I think if this could be like standardized across all events, man, that'd be so. Oh, it is a stage. So I did ask him earlier when I walked up to him, hey, Alex, what you playing today? You running him
hmm
back? Yeah, same list. I was like, cool. So he's playing the stage list,
Okay, yeah,
and
Navy HQ, which we see right
I
here.
think it's gonna be really easy for him to whittle down the cost of the bin smoke characters, anyways, because
Sure.
they're pretty low. Other than
Ni-
Ichi,
Ichiji.
yeah, Ichi
Red
Nichan,
red
Yon,
guy.
yeah.
Red brother.
But it's funny because Reiju is not a number, but
Right.
yeah, that's the only on-off. Oh, all right, and we're starting off with the Kaya.
Draw
And for
2,
those that
discard
remember the
2.
chat, you cannot Niji the Kaya yourself. Please don't do that. Yeah, that was a little kerfuffle we had.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the Reiju deck, so I was able to play it, and I think the deck is super, super fun. I think it's
Yes,
very fun, but I don't think it's quite there
it doesn't have
competitively.
that finisher.
Yeah.
I do like the version that has all the colors, but I think it should be one of those decks that has parts that are good and chips at the extra, such as the Yonji, because that one is a blocker, and a lot of people please play Queen.
Yeah, I
And
don't think the list when I played it even played Yonji.
no, they usually update. So for you guys know, cause you didn't know, instead of saying names for these bin smoke German characters, they tend to just call them by the color, so red, blue, green,
Yeah.
sort of stuff like that. So that's why they just make it easier. You know how I say babies for like Kid Sabo and whatnot,
Right.
right? That's how I abbreviate them too. But it's like a toolbox deck because you're essentially, first of all, you're looking to mulligan or draw into your stage
Yep.
because that's going to help you filter your graveyard. And with your discard, you're going to be able to find the tools that you need and pull out, hey, I need a bounce, I need a KO. Okay, get Niji. I need to
Right.
get a rusher that reduces. I'm going to get Ichi. There we go, you know.
It's a little bit like Echo Moria in that sense, where
Yes,
your
exactly.
trash is an
Yeah,
extension of your hand.
but I have never seen a deck thin out so fast
Yeah.
than this deck. I don't know if it's viable, but it may or may not be a decent pairing for Nami in buddy battle. And because yeah, we're
Interesting.
getting more buddy battles and we're getting more competitive buddy battles coming up soon, guys. Just so you know,
Is Nami either player?
Nami makes it so your team has to both deck out instead
Okay.
of yeah. So they both have to win, right? So it creates a condition that you can deck out to win. So people like imagine, I believe it was in the Kissimmee Regional last year, people were playing Lucci
Mhm.
because CP kit would
Yeah,
mill a lot. Yeah,
mill
exactly.
cards, trash from the top.
So that was or Ivankov, anything that just milled fast. That was just the
Oh
play.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Ivankov.
So that'd be pretty fun way to go around it. It's a nice alternate condition to win, and and hand got reset over here, so that's rough.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Zach is playing one of my favorite tech cards. Um, I played this card just one pudding, and I -6 my opponent. My opponent went from 11 cards to 5.
What is with you people playing? I'm sorry, I mean to say you people. I mean
Yeah.
you
What?
pudding you pudding
What do
people.
you mean, you people?
Everybody's playing pudding now.
The card's so good. Would name another card in One Piece where you can -6 your opponent with one card.
It's just not fun against Whitebeard, bro. You shouldn't play it.
Speaking of minusing, looks like we just got a 2-for-1 with Lucci.
Mm-hmm.
Typical
Bang bang.
Sakazuki stuff.
Yeah. Uh, I don't. So the way I see it, face value, everything is too low for Sakazuki to struggle against.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be rough on their part. So I think it's that Reiju will have to go bonkers and fill up discard and whip out everything they got immediately,
Mm-hmm.
or like, pardon me, try to overwhelm
Yeah, won
Sakazuki.
an early
Yeah,
red.
but it is a setup deck, so that's the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
And not having stage. Stage is so crucial.
Stage hurt her a lot, and I think he dropped again abbreviating mom the Sanji's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see a mom in this card. I see a queen, the Kaya. They're not winner Kaya, so that's already -10 points right now, I think.
All right.
Mm. My hearing, I think that they had a miscommunication.
Is there a
or something.
dispute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, they can take the life. It's all Gucci. Yeah, so basically with Reiju, I don't know, maybe should they try and get the higher amount of Dom possible and just bust out Judge to get as many on board?
Yeah, just to flood the board to be like,
Yeah.
all right, Sakazuki, answer this. Like,
But what I think what cracked Sakazuki is going to be Gecko Moria. I think that was like the final piece of the puzzle
yes,
that made Sakazuki way too OP
puts it over
because
the top.
it had. So first of all, is top end. Top end used to be like, the one or two big Kaido from OPO5, which is
Right.
cracked by the way because you draw cards. That's wild, and he's huge.
I've seen
But-
also people in the early stages, they're playing the 9-drop Mihawk from
Yes,
OPO1.
yes, they played the Mihawk, the Kaido, or the Borsalino,
Right.
and that was the personal choice. Ultimately, all of them fell out of favor, but the one Borsalino, that's like the tech now, and they have
Mhm.
different cards like Sword, that bottom decks, the Houndblaze, all that stuff. So what happens? It's that
Ooh, he has-
adding that Gecko, it was huge.
Suddenly, Zach has 3 stages in hand.
That's unfortunate.
So missing the stage on his first early turns, which you really want as Reiju,
Mhm.
and now you're flooded with it. Fortunately, you can discard stage with stage.
That is the one cool thing about stages. You can sack it to put another one in, which is kind of nice. And there's no cost, right? There's no, sorry, I mean to say cost. Like there's no repercussion to playing it back to back.
Right, but
Yeah.
with this stage, you're wanting to trash, or you need to trash a card to activate it, so you could just trash the stage, the extra stages that you
That
have.
is true. So if you draw 3, you use half
Yep.
a second one for later.
You just use it as fuel
Yeah.
for the one on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do want to filter out your bigger German characters. So
Yeah.
eventually it's going to come to that point where he's going to want to do that.
Yeah, in a
But I
perfect
haven't-
world, you're discarding reds to play
I haven't
the baby
seen
ones.
any when he flushed out his discard, unfortunately. I've seen everything but the actual German kits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
It's
setup wise, Husan, that is.
and that's going to help answer if he plays the big
Husan
red.
has become so prevalent lately in the format with Sakazuki because it can make anything -4.
Yep.
Yeah, so you have stage and leader. Anything that is 8 is already free game.
Right.
Yeah, you have to like contest it immediately and get rid of it. And even if you get rid of it, Gecko brings it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, Gecko it was the final piece of the puzzle.
Yep. It really put it over the
Yeah,
top, and that's
you get
why.
a 9K attacker. That's huge.
Bye bye Sakazuki come June.
Yeah, we still have to worry about Gecko, but I do think Gecko is a more
Less oppressive.
less oppressive. Yeah, because bottom decking is big.
Right.
That's a bigger problem. And I think Gecko's funner to play because it's kind of like a toolboxy.
Yeah. I so some people disagree with me, but well, a lot of people disagree with me, but that's not the point. Some people disagree that Gecko. I think it's the hardest deck to pilot, and here's why. Your face.
I am hearing the Evan hot takes right now. That's what I'm hearing. Hear me
Okay.
out, guys. Katakuri is the best deck. That's
Well,
what I'm hearing right now.
no, I think Gecko
Sorry,
Moria
Evan.
is one of the hardest decks to play because
Uh-huh.
your trash is an extension of your hand. So at all times,
Yes.
you're having like a 20 card hand
Mhm.
that you have 17 different plays, and you
I
need to
feel
pick
that.
the right
It's got a
one.
lot of lines. I agree with that. It is one of. It's not just Unga Bunga, Whitebeard, Unga Bunga. Well, no.
Yeah.
Zoro's pretty hard too when it gets to the next level of finding the correct line
Right.
and being one done off can kill you. Uh, so, yeah, definitely I can understand that perspective. It's not what they call in the biz, not. I don't want to be too mean Fortress Yamato, but it's not autopilot per se, because you're sitting on the big body and playing off the A drop kit and defending and blocking, right? So yeah, you have to know the amount you're gonna spend, how much you're gonna reduce, who you're gonna KO with, and you don't have the same leeway that you do with Sakazuki because you get your reducer from the leader, you get it from
Right.
the stage, you get it from your characters, your events, and sometimes they boost you with not Amaru, the Humblaze.
Yep.
I don't fully recall, but I think Black got a similar Amaru Humblaze like card. It's coming up soon, or
I was
they
gonna say
just
not
got it.
yet.
No, yeah, I think eventually every color is gonna get that because we already got bad manners in red. We have the one who deserves to go away in yellow. There's one on green.
Are you talking about the zero cost events?
The zero cost discard one.
Yeah, Black has one.
Yeah, they all have one now at this point. I think
Yes.
purple has one. So that's one cool thing that makes it even for all the characters. It's not necessarily pertaining to color identity.
Right.
What color identity is, it's like black is reducing, increasing, bottom decking is blue, bouncing, lifting, all that sort of
Yellow's
stuff.
trigger.
Yellow's just literally cheating straight up. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. No, no. I do appreciate yellow, and I think it's gonna get better. I am being very keen on NL for OPO7
Mm.
because NL is gonna be like, believe it or
I
not,
am God.
you have to manage your life and know when to take so you don't get you don't fall on a spot where like you have nothing to bring back.
Right.
So like if you're locked out of life and you can't cycle out of life, like you're in big trouble.
For the record, I am God is one of the cards coming out. That's the name of the card.
Yes, we know.
I wasn't just like having an ego moment.
I see. Actually, Nell's my favorite character, so that's why when I saw that leader, like I've been saying it since day one. I said, "Yo, Nell comes out, I'm playing,"
Yeah.
and I did. But I think card wise, I'm like in Whitebeard, so
Really?
yeah, I just don't have time to play as much as I would love to. Full time job and all.
And you're traveling, and
Yeah,
you're a busy
for
guy.
me,
Woe is me.
I mean, at least I don't, have 6 cereals and complain about traveling. Sorry, Nikki.
So we're finally seeing some Rangers on the board.
Sheesh. Uh, so one thing that I do like about the Reiju deck, and it's similar to like let's say film decks, right? These decks are very high countered. Majority of all the German cards are counter cards.
High counter and high card advantage.
Wait, does he have a 2K?
Does
I don't
who?
think he has a 2K. Is the mom a 2K?
Yes,
Okay, so it has the mom, but the rest are just generics then.
correct.
Yeah.
And
so
then
like
the big one.
everything but
Ichiji.
is
Yeah.
a counter. So
Ichiji
that's
is not a
huge.
counter.
And it's like if you see they have 6 cards in hand, unless they got all stages and Ichiji, they're all going to be counters. So
Right.
that's something to faction into your math when going for lethal and stuff like that. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, he could be bluffing. No. Expect
Yeah.
each card to be 1K counter at the least. So, like, don't mess up your math.
Yeah.
Because
but
this game is very high sequencing.
absolutely. And Houndblaze like we mentioned earlier, being able to bottom deck these bigger, like not the babies again, but the bigger versions where they're in their suits, and not being able to pull them from trash later is so huge. It's really going to hinder Reiju.
And then this deck is very, like I say, how it mills out really fast, right? It also gets
Yeah.
a hand very, very fast
Right.
because the leader Reiju draws, the character Reiju draws, you draw with Kaya, uh, you get a lot of your assets right away.
Yeah, you can literally go from 0 cards to 4 cards
Right.
immediately,
Hmm.
like with one card.
Yes, so that's one thing it's got going for its advantage. But I don't see it having the same bounce back ability that, say, Asaka or Gecko would. Because Sakazuki, I don't know if you watch like all these finals when there's like a mirror match or something,
Mm-hmm.
but like actually last weekend, any Sakazuki mirror match, it's a giant game of seesaw on who ends up getting the one card they need at the end to finish it, because it's just like, all right, Rebecca Luchihina, play
Right.
Moria. It's
Yeah.
all the same thing. They clear each other's board every turn, turn after turn. And yeah, it's like you just gotta see who ends up having the last thing to play to finish off the bout, because it's like a war of attrition on who's gonna last the longest, who's gonna end up with more cards in hand, and
Yeah.
that's how they finish it. Because the deck has what, three types of blockers: the Rebecca, the Borsalino, and the Sabo.
Yep.
And once they go through those, they have no counters in hand. Then that's where they go for it. But it is a very consistent deck. Like you see right now, Alexis, he has his sword, so he's ready to bottom deck the queen if he wants to go
Yeah.
for like more value.
Lucci sword.
Lucci sword, yeah. Oh, I couldn't get a glimpse of that. Does he
Yeah.
have a gecko? I saw like a little bit of purple on the top left of one of the cards. I
Might
think
be a
that's
Hina.
a Virgo.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
So Virgo is gonna be replaced very soon in EBO1. We're gonna get T-Bone, and I believe T-Bone's a 2K that does do KO on play, so it's a nice option to Virgo,
Okay.
because normally you don't play Virgo at all, if
No,
ever.
it's just a 2K.
Yeah, it's like, kind of like trollish to play it. T-Bone, on the other hand,
Hey,
it
sometimes you
is
need a
very
threat.
playable.
Sometimes you need a threat.
The body, you know.
Okay, we're
And
finally
there we
seeing Reiju
go.
do Reiju things. So, coming
Go,
from
go,
hand, not from
go.
trash. Yeah. uh,
Yeah,
but
and
when
we're seeing what's left on their discard to see what it can do.
when Ichiji comes into play, if you have less or equal Dawn to your opponent, it gains Rush, and you minus 2,000
Hmm.
character in play.
So, as you all know, as the game goes on, it's pretty much a guarantee that's going to be the case, unless it's like a mirror match, because most decks don't have a way to minus out their deck.
Right.
Yeah,
Red Purple Law.
most decks. Yeah, that's anything purple has the ability to minus. I don't think any other color has that ability, unless it's a hybrid color.
Correct.
Yeah, so we're going to see that pretty soon with purple yellow pudding,
Yeah.
because it's going to have the kit of purple to minus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Well,
going to be interesting.
we also had Crocodile.
Oh yes, yeah, Crocodile's fun too.
I love that deck.
I'm just waiting for whatever happens. It's gonna just break any of the crocodiles. You know, the first set one, the blurple, the
Yeah.
yellow purple, anything. You know, one of the English producers, Shun, is a very big crocodile fan.
Okay.
So Shun, I'm just waiting for you to make something that's gonna make crocodile, great again. And because the most I've ever seen it do well is just blue, and it does well. I think the last time I saw it top was like in Knoxville, and it had a good match
Okay.
back then. It had Red Rock.
I'm glad
Ooh.
that the judge is saying this. So
you
Zach
caught it?
wanted to shortcut and basically said, "Go ahead," and then he withdrew his Dawn that he attached to his characters just to shortcut. But the judge said, "No, leave those
No.
there." I'm really glad because
Yes.
I personally,
No, I'm very against those
Yeah.
shortcuts and like different placing of cards, like when they put on the leader alongside the characters, or
Yes.
have the life or deck in a weird position. Like the game has zones.
yeah,
Let's use them.
the mat has zones right there.
Exactly.
You can see it.
So you're deviating from the way the game was intended to be, and it can also create a not that it's intentional, but it can also make the opponent misunderstand
Right.
the game state.
Right.
Like every time I'm playing against Brandon, Brandon does that kind of sometimes when he has the character next to the leaders. Like,
Yes.
oh, you got as many swings. No, no, you have more. Golly gee.
Yeah. Fern does that too.
Dragon Ball players, man.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Oh man.
I think that's just them.
It really, yeah, it really
Yeah,
stems from that.
it is a slightly different setup, I believe. Like everybody has their own personal taste of how they want to set up stuff. But again, this a tier 3 event, a bigger scale
Right.
event. So you gotta play by the book. You gotta follow what the TRM says. Ooh, with that spicy gecko right there and Rebecca.
Yeah.
Alexis with options for days.
I was going to
Yeah.
say Alexis' hands is stacked. He doesn't even care
That's a
about the
pretty- yeah.
Rebecca.
He's got 3 life. He's so safe right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, yeah, like so sleeves, nothing see-through, has to be opaque. Nothing obstructing the card. No graded cards. Like there's a lot of people that want to. Oh yeah, I want to
Oh,
play
as a leader.
my graded Dawn deck or leader. Please no.
Oh my gosh.
It takes up
A
space.
graded Dawn deck where you just have a stack of slabs.
I saw one.
That is funny.
The other day on X. So, yeah. All right. Do you hear who the target? I heard my
Reiju.
the Rage. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So easy 1K counter.
Oh, pardon me.
I think Alexis is just swinging to the face, just going face.
Yeah, yeah. Because he can just get rid of the characters anyway, so there's no reason why to expend resources and
Navy HQ on Reiju.
yeah, because he already has a guaranteed -2 every turn. So, oh, he needs another card. Actually, matter of fact, he can just play Gekomori next turn and just get everything on the board.
Yeah, I think he's doing it right now.
Yeah, because there we go.
Gecko putting into play.
Gecko my Echo.
I have not seen his trash much.
It's got some cards in there. It has the
It has
Rebecca.
some-
Yeah,
some
some
stuff.
cards here and there. You know, nothing crazy.
I know there's a Borsellino and a Rebecca in there, and that's about all I know as far as targets go.
Meanwhile, we've had Zach suffer a little bit on that department.
Yeah.
Yeah, not seeing stage was critical.
Yeah. Not seeing stage.
And this
not
game does
seeing
have a
the
mulligan
bigger
factor,
guys.
so not seeing it on 2 hand draws, that's
Right.
rough.
Right.
Like most games, you want to try and get your searcher or your key card. You have like a short list of cards you want to play, and he did not get it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it reminds me of Kaido in the OPO1 format.
You don't see that stage?
yeah.
No play.
No Nigashima? All right, next hand.
It is not looking bueno.
It looks like Goblin finally made his choices. So Rebecca and brand new going sideways as per Gecko's rules, and then using brand new first to look at the top 3. Looks like Hina, and I can't really see the other cards, but he's got to pick a Navy card. So we're looking at Hina, Sword, and Suru. He's going to grab the Suru, putting the Hina and Sword in the yard. And now Rebecca can have that Hina come out, replace the brand new, and minus down the Queen.
By Queen.
Now the Sword in Alexis' hand is just going to obliterate. Yeah, that's insane. It could not have been better.
Yeah, I think right now at this point, Sakazuki is setting up for the victory lap.
Yep.
Because it's very hard for it to come back from getting cards bottom deck since you need your discard. So
Exactly.
Huh.
Granted, Queen isn't going to do a lot from the trash, but still getting that body off the board and getting the Reiju on the bottom of the deck. Putting a 5K body on board on Alexis' side, like, you can't ask for anything better. Using stage to trash.
And he
Big boy.
has Big Boy, 3 life, and blocker. That's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and coming from a deck that has barely any top end.
So we're getting Mom. Mom's sole purpose is a 2K. You never see it played. I mean, I shouldn't say never. but
Sometimes when you have, it's, yeah, you just got to get that card, you know.
get the baby.
Exactly. Get the babies.
So the only thing that Zach has going for him, unfortunately for him, is Alexis is down on cards. He only has 2 cards in hand. Granted, his board is oppressive, but as far as hand size goes, Zach has him beat. And it looks like we're swinging 6 at Hina. Alexis says, sure. Hina can go trash. That's fine.
Yeah, it's like they just get everything back because they play the gecko again when they have it, of course. And it's, oh, we'll bring it
Yeah.
back.
Let's do this again. Like you were mentioning earlier, Rebecca, get Hina and
Rebecca Hina is
Lucci.
just so good.
Or not Hina and Lucci, but.
It was. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, it's happening.
okay. We're going to do it. Assemble.
Assemble the same characters.
So Judge says when it comes into play, trash 2 cards, put a baby version from your trash on the board of
Yeah.
each of them. So you can do blue, green, yellow, pink, or not yellow, I'm sorry, blue, green, red, pink. But we don't have green in the deck probably. So
Yeah, most likely not.
just blue, pink, red. And then those can minus a Dawn to
Yeah.
get their bigger versions.
So we're gonna get those big buffs right now from the hand drawn. He's about to get from Reiju, small.
Again, this is the deck that's a go-go trademark. Insert here.
Yeah, it's that group that has the mechs. The only issue is that he has to minus really hard on the Dawn to get all these guys out.
Yeah,
so it's kind of rough.
I believe it's 1 for Judge and then 1 for each transformation.
By Lucci.
Yep.
So that at least is buying sack time on that because you can't always just crank out Lucci. So that's
Right.
a Dawn investment. He's going to have to eat probably whatever Gecko slings out. Because 9K is huge also. 9K is 3 cards
Right.
to give him. So
Yeah, minimum.
that's the problem. Hey,
All right.
double red.
Yeah, so interesting that Zach would choose to bounce the Rebecca in hand instead of bottoming the brand new, because Alexis did have the option then to just replay that Rebecca and gain card advantage from it again from its on-play ability.
Yeah, bouncing on-play cards is rough.
Yeah.
That was like one of the main things back. It's like, man, you're playing blue against purple. you're in a bad spot, man. Everything in purple is on play. So it feels bad.
All right. Borsellino trashing to Sakazuki's ability to dig further. Looks like we have Rebecca, Kuzan, Suru, and a 4th card that I could not make out on Alexis' hand. Zach has been keeping his hand face down on the table most of the game. So.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, that is good etiquette.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't even seen an Asian event, they're not very big on manic hand shuffling like you will hear.
We need a stem over here.
Yeah, that's why I just mess up my chin. So these guys, they're very big against hand shuffling manically, and they have like card stands. So most
Right.
tables in Asia have like a little holder to put your cards.
Right. It's almost like the Scrabble tile.
Yes, literally that.
Yeah.
But also it's good reflex. What is the mental image? No. Muscle memory to have the
okay,
cards
yeah.
face down visible, because say this was an online match,
Right.
Zach is fine because his hand is visible to the opponent, and it's that's the way it should be.
Yeah, when I'm not in a stimming mood, I'll put
Yeah.
my hand face down and then I'll take
Yeah.
a 6-sided die and place the number face up of how many cards are in my hand. So when my opponent
just
asks,
put
it's
it down.
Yeah.
Mess with your done or something.
All right, so it's interesting because Alexis was like way ahead, at least as far as board goes and how it looked and stuff. And granted, he's still in a good position,
He's still
but
in a good
now
position.
Zach's board is looking a little scary. You have 7K beater, 7K, 8K, 6K.
If I could use,
Okay, stage again to get a mom.
is there a timer around us? Man,
That's
we're
right
having
here.
such a no. That's why I was questioning it. It's like we're having such a great time watching this match. Like, oh man, it's
Whoa.
almost time.
Yeah.
And as you guys, in case you didn't know or haven't seen it in quite a while, for the One Piece card game, there's going to be end of time procedure. It recently
Hmm.
changed to the 30 minutes offline, 35 online.
Yeah, I was going to say
And
it was
then,
35 for a while in
yeah, it went
person.
down shortly after Bandai Carfest Nats Worlds. So
Mm.
we're nearing the end of regular time. They're gonna call it on the PA. So I'm bracing for impact right now on my ears.
Bracing for impact. It's not
Yeah,
gonna
no, I have a hearing problem from work, unfortunately.
Okay, I see the timer.
Yeah. That's why I went to look back,
Yep.
seeing because sometimes these clocks are like digital and manually inputted. So I was like, oh, is this carrying from last time? I don't know.
There it is.
There we
Time in
go.
the
Time.
round.
All right.
So,
So turn player is Zach.
active
He's
player turn 0.
Yeah, I said 2 turns each, basically. So turn 0 on Zach, turn 1 on Alexis, turn 2 on
Zach.
Zach, and then it goes back to Alexis, and it ends on Alexis. Tiebreakers are whoever has the highest life,
Mm-hmm.
then how
Cards in
many
deck,
cards in deck,
which
and I'm
I've
going to go back to that
lost
in a second here.
multiple
Yeah,
times.
and then characters on board, and whoever took life last.
Yes.
And if you don't have that, then you're both going home. Um,
Then you're banned
something
from
is
playing.
something is wrong. Straight to jail.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so now there's technically a 5-minute time limit for this, so you just can't nilly-willy take all the time you need.
Right,
We're
it is 5
having
minutes of overtime.
Zach arrange his stuff over here.
So what's interesting is say they go to the same life, right? Say they both end at 0 or something like that. Sakazuki does draw a lot of cards, but Reiju draws a ton too. So
I think Reiju loses on cards in deck.
I think so too, but don't forget, Sakazuki, you're drawing, discarding 1 every turn, and your Sabos are drawing 2, discarding 2 every turn,
it's not
and your brand news are
That's
trashing
quite
3.
rough, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very valid point. So there's that, and also on the life perspective thing, so you guys know, even if time is called and they're mid-attack, they
That's
still got to
it.
finish a sequence.
Well,
They can finish. So if it's the deciding factor, you can't just go, oh, well, end of time. No, we're done. No. Say, you're swinging all you're done, you can't just hold it to end the game. No, you got to let it conclude, and then it ends.
yeah.
So there's no shenanigans with that.
All right, Alexis going on 1. We do see the overtime timer counting down.
We got
now.
it. Yep. So it's already running. So that's great. And one thing I wanted to bring back with the deck count,
Yeah.
it's that's the reason how we have. That's I think it's pertaining to Nami. It's a win condition.
Yeah.
That's why, like you having less cards in your deck means you're closer to losing.
Right.
That's I think, in my personal opinion, the way they interpret it. So. And characters in deck, I mean, I think Reiju has this for right now
Oh, for
because
sure, but
they
I
can
don't
cheat
think.
out characters really fast.
Yeah.
We're going to defense mode right now on
Wow.
Alexis' first turn.
Yeah, these swings are huge. Get rid of
The
Sabo.
stonks are big.
And then what do we have for defense? Zach going with, another. So
Seven.
I guess he's just hoping to. And he doesn't have
Hey,
it.
yo.
He doesn't have it.
Sheesh.
Reiju stole that game.
Yeah. Like the tempo was still in Alexis' favor, but like we said at the very beginning, play judge, and it came through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was
that is what needed to happen.
super close game. Very well played. Like having the patience to wait it out
Right.
and not like fall
Yeah.
apart and just hold out for that play for judge is